Hey guys, what's up? My name is Rachel and welcome back to my channel, Reading Remy. Today I'm bringing you my November TBR via Remy's Bookopoly. I'm excited about this month because I did really awesome in October, so I don't have any punishments to roll over. Not that I roll them over anyway, but I don't have anything to add to my TBR vet prompt. So that's kind of exciting. So I'm going to briefly talk about October before we get into the rolls. So this was my TBR in the month of October, minus a few substitutions. So this was originally Dumplin' by Julie Murphy, and this was originally The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V. Schwab. So I just swapped a Schwab for a Schwab, a more practical Schwab because I've had that one longer. But I'm happy to report that I read all of these! So I actually did my TBR, which is exciting because this is the first time since I started this game that I have read everything I rolled. So, well, everything I rolled, because I swapped too. But I filled every prompt, which has not happened yet, so I'm very excited. So yeah, and if you want details on what I thought about these, my wrap-up will be up after this one, if it's not already up. If it's up, I'll link it. If not, look forward to it. So yeah, this is very heavy, so I'm gonna go put it down. So yeah, now we're just gonna hop into the rolls. I'm gonna be doing a standard 6 from now on. I started with 5 and did like a bonus one last month, because I thought it might work well. And it did, so we're just gonna make it 6 from here on out. So yeah, without further ado, we're gonna jump into the first roll. So my first one was a contemporary, and for that I have chosen One to Watch by Kate Stayman London. This is a book of the month that I got a couple months ago, and this follows our main character, who is a plus-size fashion blogger who becomes the next contestant on basically like a Bachelorette-esque show, and it just kind of like follows her dealing with that and all like the media backlash and all that fun stuff. Yeah, so that's all I know, but I've heard good things about it. My sister read it in like one day, so it can't be that bad. So yeah, I'm excited to read this and see what's going on. Alright, my second roll was a historical fantasy, and for that I'm going to kind of cheat because I have started this book, but it's been a long time and I'm not actively reading it, so it's not super cheating. And that is My Plain Jane by Cynthia Han, Brody Ashton, and Jody Meadows, or affectionately known as the Lady Janies. This is like the companion novel, not even really companion because they don't intersect, to My Lady Jane, which I really enjoyed. That one followed Lady Jane Grey, and this one follows Jane Eyre. This one is historical fantasy because obviously it's set in the time period of which Jane Eyre would have been writing, but it deals with like ghosts, and Jane Eyre is like a ghost hunter, so it's kind of intriguing. Well, she's not a ghost hunter, but she can speak to ghosts and see them, and someone is trying to recruit her to be a ghost hunter. So I'm very intrigued. It's definitely kind of bizarre, but I find that sometimes the best books are bizarre, and My Lady Jane was bizarre, and I loved it. So I'm intrigued to see where this goes. We shall see. But it should be fun either way. Honestly, when I read My Lady Jane, I had never laughed so hard in a book before, so I'm hoping this doesn't disappoint and makes me laugh. Okay, roll number 3 was a chance card, and so obviously I don't get to pick it, but that is Dragon Pearl by Yoon-Ha Lee. This is the first Rick Riordan's Presents that I've ever picked up. I love Rick Riordan, and I've wanted to try his. I've just never picked one up, and then I found this for like $7 at Target, so I picked it up. This one deals with Korean mythology and basically like fox spirits, but it's also sci-fi because it takes place in space. It's very just like bizarre, but you know, what else would Rick Riordan sponsor? So I'm excited to see the Korean mythology that's in this, and also just like the space adventure story that comes out of it. I'm very, very intrigued and excited to read it. So my next roll, I got doubles, so I had to pull a condition card, and that condition card was an illustrated cover, and I also landed on sci-fi. Okay, so I chose The Other Side of the Sky by Amy Kaufman and Megan Spooner. There's something falling out of this. So this is like kind of, these aren't like real people, they're drawn, so I'm calling it illustrated. And actually, I have character cards of like the people that are on the cover, and they are definitely illustrated, so. But yeah, I honestly don't know a thing about this book at all, but it's sci-fi with an illustrated cover, and I heard it's good, so, and there's a cat. So we're gonna go for it. I'm sold. I honestly like to go into my fantasies and sci-fis without knowing a whole lot, so here we go. And my fifth roll was a classic. So I'm gonna cheat a little bit, because I've started this one just like 3 chapters in. It just seems the least intimidating. So I'm gonna go with Northanger Abbey by Jane Austen. I don't know a ton about it. We're just gonna go for it. I know it's supposed to be kind of satirical, so I'm hoping that makes it easier to read. We'll see. My final roll was contemporary again. This time I'm going for a YA contemporary just to mix it up a little bit. This is one that I've been meaning to read. It didn't jump at me as much as this author's other ones, so that's why it's the only one of his I haven't read yet. So we're gonna give it a shot. It honestly might get swapped out. But that is More Happy Than Not by Adam Silvera. His contemporaries always have kind of like a fantasy sci-fi twist to them. So I don't know, we'll see. I'm intrigued by this one. Just when I started to read it before, granted I didn't get very far, it wasn't like capturing immediately like most of his other ones do. So we're gonna give it a try. Hopefully it's good. Hopefully it makes me more happy than not. Anyway, I love Adam Silvera, so I'm willing to give it a shot. We'll see what happens. So yeah. So that's it for my TBR. Not too intimidating. I was tempted to add a 7th roll, but because Northanger Abbey's on here, I think I'm just gonna stick with 6 and see what happens. And then I can always read fun ones if I get further. So this is my TBR for the month. Not too bad, just intimidating, but it is the shortest one, so hopefully not too bad. So yeah, definitely doable now that I can read on the job, so yay. Alright, so that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Be sure to give it a thumbs up if you did, and subscribe for more awesome content, and we'll see you guys in another video very soon.